Today we will discuss on Jivanmukta, Jivanmukta or liberated man. Our Vedantic seers say that one cannot attain complete freedom and knowledge in life by experiencing the Nirvikalpa Samadhi once or twice. Only by repeated practice can one become established in Brahman and rid oneself of all the vestiges of Maya, realm of Maya. The seed of ignorance must be fully roasted in the fire of Brahmajnanam or the knowledge of the Absolute so that it may never germinate again. Thus alone does one become a Jivanmukta, liberated in this life, though still living in a human body. Such a man breaks through the fetters of attachment and rushes out of the prison house of the world. As a lion rushes out of its cage, this freedom is achieved when one is rid of ignorance and its paralyzing effect. A Jivanmukta demonstrates by his life and action the reality of Brahman and the illusoriness of the names and forms of the relative world. Having himself crossed the ocean of birth and death, he helps others to the shore of immortality. Such a man keeps religion alive, not the erudite theologian. A Jivanmukta is freed from the results of action. कर्म फल से मुक्त है वो. The stored of impressions of past actions, which in the case of an illumined person bring about future embodiment, cannot, in his case, produce any fruit. Everything we have discussed earlier also, actions performed by him after his experience of the Nirvikalpa Samadhi do not cling to him because he is free from desire and ego. Whether a Jivanmukta is in Samadhi or conscious of the outer world, whether he is in closed eye or open eye. Clear? His illumination is steady and his bliss constant. परिपूर्ण आनंद में डूबे रहते हैं. Yesterday, I saw one video in our group, Kolkata chat or something. Someone taken the video of such like Jivanmukta yogi who was so blissful. He was completely naked. Where? In the up Himalaya, where all our army men with the heavy jacket, the temperature much below than zero, the Jivanmukta is playing on the snow. Is just vaulting and playing, and that is the internal bliss constant. Though he may sometimes seem to others to be like an illumined person in respect of hunger, thirst, or sleep, yet he himself is never oblivious of his real nature of immortal consciousness. Free from desires, worries, and fears, he is not identified with the body, though he still possesses one. शरीर में रहकर भी वो शरीरवान नहीं है. खाते हुए भी उनको पूरी पता है कि वो खा नहीं रहा है. Though appearing to be active, he is free from the ideas of I and mine. He never forgets that the spirit within is always at peace. Though the gunas, sattva, rajas, tamas, three gunas or three qualities, may engage his body in various works, he does not dwell on the enjoyments of the past, takes no thought of the future, and is indifferent about the present. Completely free from the illusory notion of the physical individuality, he is aware of his identity with all beings. He is conscious that he feels through all hearts, walks with all feet, eats through all mouth, and thinks with all minds. See the beautiful state of mind in no mind state. He regards the pain and pleasure of others as his own pain and pleasure. सबका दुख उनका दुख है, सबका सुख उनका सुख है. Once Swami Vivekananda happened, what happened? He could not sleep at night. So all other disciples and the brother disciple, they asked, what happened, Swamiji? Why can't you sleep? He told that, see, I can't sleep. There must be something wrong is happening. I can't sleep. So in the newspaper, 3-4 days after it came, that on the same night, same time, a huge natural disaster happened in China, and Swami Vivekananda could not sleep in Kolkata. That is the Jivanmukta's mental condition. He feels for everyone else. Sabka sukh, sabka dukh, unka dukh. So the thing is, physical death and birth have no meaning for him. A change of body being to him like a change of garments or like going from one room to another. About such a person, it can truly be said that he exists because he has overcome one with existence, knows because he has become one with knowledge, and enjoys bliss because he has become one with bliss absolute. He does not have to come back to the world of darkness again, for he has entered into the world of light. If compassion for mankind moves him to assume again a body, he is born as a free soul, always conscious of his divine nature. तब वो मायाधीन नहीं है, तब वो मायाधीश होके ही पैदा होता है. Like, Ramana Maharshi ji, Swami Vivekananda, Sri Ramakrishna. If you study their life, you can feel that everything is done in the past life. Suppose, in nowadays in television, some musical program comes. What we see, that 4 years old baby, 5 years old, they are singing as if they are 40 years, 50 years. So beautiful performance. How it can be possible if they are not prodigy? Like, when we summer add something else, what we do? Suppose 7 plus 8, no. Suppose 17 plus 18, how we add? That 7 plus 8, 5, and in your hand there is 1. So they are like that. Their 7 plus 8, that 5 has been done in the past life, and for the 1, he is in this life. So for Jivanmukta also, as if the same thing. So the thing is, though a Jivanmukta lives in a world of diversity, yet he is unruffled by the pairs of opposites. He regards all things with an eye of equality, as he sees no differences between the Jiva and Brahman, or between, Brahman and the universe. He always enjoys inner peace and blessedness. Whether tormented by the wicked or worshipped by the good, he remains undisturbed. Dukkeshu anudvignamanaha sukheshu vigatasprihaha. Bhagavad Gita. So the thing is, his compassion for living being is without bounds. It is not that he is my relative, that is why I will serve him. She is suffering, she is my relative. This is not love. If you want to show your love, show your love to the children, to the people whom you don't know, whom you did not know, who have no blood relationship with you. Love them. Have the courage to show. In my class, some are there. I don't want to mention. I know them, how they are doing. Really hats off to them. Some ammas are there. I will not, I promised them. Even I have seen, they have told, and I have heard from others, to help others, they have sold their gold ornaments. Can you imagine? And helping whom? Whom she doesn't know. That love should be inculcated in our heart. Not my son, my son's father-in-law, his grandson. No blood relationship. Show love to them whom you did not know, who has no blood relay, out of compassion for everyone. So the thing is, he always enjoys inner peace. His compassion for living beings is without bounds. The outside world cannot produce any change in his self. As the rivers flowing into the ocean cannot disturb its immeasurable and bottomless waters. A Jivanmukta transcends the scriptures and social conventions. He is beyond the imperative of ethics, yet he cannot do anything that is not good and not conducive to the welfare of others. Long before the attainment of Brahman, when he was an aspirant for the knowledge of the Absolute, he eradicated all wicked propensities and selfish desires. After the realization of Brahman, he becomes free, but not whimsical, spontaneous, but not given to license. He is totally unobstructed in his action and thought. Yet he never makes a false step or sets a bad example to others. The great ethical virtues such as humility, unselfishness, purity, kindness, and fellow feelings, which prior to the attaining of knowledge, he, you know, assiduously practiced for the purification of the mind, all now adorn him like so many jewels. He does not seek them, they cling to him. A Jivanmukta alone knows the true meaning of freedom and enjoys it. He is free from all bondage imposed on man by the world. He is free from ignorance, ego, desires, and attachment. He may get his food by begging without anxiety or humiliation, and his drink from the water of a river. He moves about freely and may sleep without fear in forests or in deserted cremation grounds. He may go about naked or wrap himself in bag or in a rag. The earth is his bed and the sky his roof. He roams in the avenue of Vedanta, and his pastime is in the Supreme Brahman. He may wear no outer mark of holiness. He enjoys without attachment like a child. The sense objects offered by others, he enjoys. Free from desires, he enjoys material objects, but never forgets his omnipotent divine self. जब अम्मा लोग बहुत सारे खाने का सामान भेजता है, खा लेता है. थेपला मिर्चा भेजते हैं, खा लेता है. अरे मस्त है. जब कुछ नहीं है, नहींपन को खा लेता है. मस्त. No complaint in life that I didn't get. No complaint in life. They're always happy. Their happiness never depends on the outer or external object. Sometimes a fool, sometimes a sage, sometimes possessed of regal splendor, sometimes wandering, sometimes behaving like a motionless python, which waits for its food to come to it. Sometimes wearing a, benign expression. Sometimes honored, sometimes insulted, sometimes unknown. Thus lives that is the life of a realized soul, the man of realization. I think you can remember the story I told in Sandipani Acharya conference, Parvailla Swami, in Upanishad Ganga also, that a lot of people insulted him. He told Parvailla, I don't care. Then the king came and garlanded him. Parvailla, I don't care. Always in that state. Is ever happy in the knowledge of Brahman, though without riches, yet ever contained. Though helpless, yet endowed with exceeding power. Though detached from sense objects, yet eternally satisfied. Though working, yet inactive. Though enjoying the fruits of action, yet untouched by them. Though possessed of a body, yet unidentified with it. Though appearing to be a finite soul, yet omnipresent and infinite is he. As a piece of wood is borne by a current to high or low ground, so is his body carried by the momentum of past actions to the varied experiences of their fruits as they present themselves in due course. And that is why we see there is cancer in the throat of an incarnation of Bhagavan Vishnu. We have seen that Gurudev's so many illness. This is for the prarabdha karma. Jnanam doesn't secure you that the trouble will not come to you. Trouble may come to you from the standpoint of the world. But from the standpoint of Brahman or by himself, there is no trouble. He is in total serenity and tranquility. Okay. So the thing is, he neither directs the senses to their objects nor detaches them from these. मैं छोड़ूंगा, मैं नहीं देखूंगा, ये नहीं. No. As it is in the ruffled ocean, as a block of wood. Nothing. When in the up, up. When in the down, down. So that is the thing. He neither directs the senses to their objects nor detaches them from these, but looks on as an unconcerned spectator. And he has not the least craving for the fruits of action. His mind being thoroughly intoxicated with drinking the undiluted elixir of the bliss of Atman, the nectar of Atman. A Jivanmukta is no longer concerned about bondage or liberation. Mind it. A Jivanmukta is no longer concerned about bondage or liberation, for these really do not belong to Atma, the spirit ever free. Bondage and freedom are characteristics of the mind, and the mind is falsely superimposed upon the soul. In his own self-imposed bondage, the ignorant man becomes entangled and then strives for emancipation. But we are told in the inspiring words of the Upanishad, there is neither death nor birth, neither a struggling nor a bound soul, neither a seeker after liberation nor a liberated one. This indeed is the ultimate truth. A liberated soul lives in the body. Liberated soul lives in the body as long as the momentum of the past actions that have produced it endures. The man may remain outwardly inactive, blessing the world with his compassionate thought, or he may engage in various actions for the good of all. But nothing he does can ever be contrary to truth or knowledge. He dwells in the physical body and may experience disease, old age, and decay, which are the characteristics of all material forms. Possessed of sense organs, he may be blind, deaf, or deformed in other ways. He may feel hunger, not thirst, or thirst, or may appear to be a victim of grief and sorrow. Please mind it. Nevertheless, Though experiencing all of this momentarily, the characteristics of the body, of the senses, and of the mind, he is never overwhelmed by them. Having once realized their nothingness, he never imagines them to be real. Any man who knows that what he is seeing is magic does not consider it to be real, yet he enjoys the performance to his heart's content. Accordingly, it is said, he who sees nothing in the waking state, even as in dreamless sleep, who though beholding duality, does not really behold it, since he beholds only the absolute, who though engaged in work is really inactive. He and no other is the knower of self. This is the truth. With the exhaustion of the momentum of his past action, or prarabdha karma, the Jivanmukta is ready to depart from the world. His passing away is not like the death of others. The Bhagavad Gita says that he gives up the body as a man gives up his old and worn out clothes. Vasamsi jirnani yatha vihaya tatha. Complete it, you. It is your duty. Everyone knows Bhagavad Gita over here. So the thing is, the Upanishads declares that he comes out of the body purer and brighter, like a snake from its slough. His soul does not go out to be reincarnated again, but is absorbed in the absolute Brahman, leaving behind no trace of its separate existence. As milk poured into milk becomes one with the milk, as water poured into water becomes one with the water, as oil poured into oil becomes one with the oil, so the illumined soul absorbed in Brahman becomes one with Brahman. A free soul, even when dwelling in a body, after discarding that body, he attains supreme freedom in Brahman and completely merges in light, peace, knowledge, and reality. Hari Om Tat Sat.